No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. And today I'm having a sit down with one of the hottest rappers coming out of the UK, Kairo Keyz. How you feeling?
I'm good, my boy. How you?
Excellent, man. What brings you to the States? This isn't your first time out here, right?
No, it's not my first time, but just working, bro. It's easier to work over here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you were just at a Complex Con?
Yeah, that was lit.
What were the highlights?
The highlights of Complex Con, just all the people that were there, bro, just showed me like how far the journey's come. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, so you were having a significant amount of fans coming up to you and everything like that?
There was a few still. I was shocked. There was a few.
Nice.
Yeah.
You run into anybody that you look up to or were excited to meet?
You know, like you got the OGs, Jim Jones, Jules Santana, Lil Yachty was there. There's a few people still. Yeah.
No, that's sick. Yeah, I didn't go out there, but I was kind of wondering because I've been to Complex Cons before where it's like you're kind of mixed in with all the big names, and then I've also been to shit like that where it's kind of like everybody feels super segregated.
Yeah. Nah, hey.
It was a good time?
Nah, it was good, bro. Good.
Nice.
Still, literally.
Nice. So, okay, for those who don't know, let's go through the whole upbringing story and everything like that. Tell us a little bit about exactly where you grew up.
I'm from South London, Croydon, to be exact.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, bro. Literally, that's where I'm from.
What's it like over there?
Like any hood, any trenches, especially Croydon, like, yeah, just like any normal hood, any trench.
Okay, so what about your family situation? Did you have both parents around?
Nah, I had my mum. Then when I got to, obviously I saw my dad. My dad lives in Toronto, so I got half of my family in Toronto, then half my family in London.
Okay.
And then, yeah, when I got to like 15, 16, connected with my dad a bit more.
Okay.
Even though I always knew him, but started going over there.
But he moved to Toronto at some point, or your mom and him somehow?
My mum met him in Toronto when she was younger because I also had family on my mum's side in Toronto.
Okay.
So when she was younger, she was going over there with the family, and then she met my dad.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Nice. So, okay, one parent household, but how many siblings?
One in that household, and then one from my dad.
Okay.
Both sisters.
Nice.
Yeah.
And were your parents, or was your mom like real strict, or what was her parenting style?
Yeah, my mom was she was strict, like, but in terms of like being able to live my life and go outside, and she was cool with that, maybe because I was a boy child. But other than that, like when it come to like schoolwork and just having manners in the house and stuff like that, she was strict. But being outside, I was always outside though.
Yeah, I feel like in the UK, there's a lot of that where like the dudes I talk to, like around their parents, they have to keep up impressions. It's not like here in America where you might be smoking weed in front of your parents or anything like that. But then once you're outside, and that's why you're craving to be outside, is because you want to be able to have some freedom.
Can't do that shit in the house.
Okay. So are you from a quote unquote estate, or what?
Yeah, originally I was from an estate. By the time I got to like, you guys call it high school, was in a house. That was when I moved to Croydon. But yeah, originally from an estate though.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like, as a kid, are you like going all over London? Like, are you seeing like, the fancier, nicer parts of town, or are you just kind of segregated off in your own little world?
Nah, I'm always around, Like, I only knew about like South London and Croydon, my area. And then when I got to 16, I went to college in Westminster. That's more like West. When I went up there, that's when I started thinking, like, yo, people are moving different up here. Like, the West London people are a bit more different, and Northwest, they're a bit more different compared to where I'm from. Like, they're more about money and, you know what I mean? And they dress better and shit like that. So when I was up there, I just started connecting with more people up there. And then from there, I've just been all over, outside of London, wherever.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
And wait, so your dad was a rapper?
Yeah, he used to rap. So
okay, do you know if like how far he got in the game, or
he definitely he did his thing for sure. He's met majority of good peoples back then, like people that had status and stuff. But yeah, he did his thing, 100%.
So are you like growing up knowing that you have a dad that's on the other side of the world, sort of, and he's a rapper? Are you like kind of fascinated by that, or?
Yeah. Like, when I was young, I don't know if I'd say fascinated, but I knew what was going on though. Like, when I was really young, I knew what was going on because he used to send like photos of the rap stuff and videos and letters and stuff like that. Cause he went to jail, so yeah.
So he was in jail like a lot of your childhood?
Nah, for the first few years of when I was born.
Okay.
Yeah, after I was born, for the first few years.
And did you decide you wanted to become a rapper independently of him?
Nah, I never thought I'd be a rapper.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when you look back at it, do you think that like knowing about your dad being a rapper kind of made you drawn towards it a little bit?
Yeah, like when I hear people talk about it, because my dad rapped and my mum sang. So it's like a whole family full of music. So yeah, maybe naturally, but I never looked up to what they were doing and thought I was going to make music. So it's kind of just random.
So what music do you remember being played around the household when you were a kid?
Hella R&B. Yeah, like Chris Brown, you know what I mean? Just all the R&B stuff. And then the rap stuff was more the commercial side of it. So obviously I was listening to 50, Lil Wayne, Kanye. It was only just now the other day that I realized my mum was listening to NWA and all of this, but she didn't want to play it in the car. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Yeah, that's always a problem. When you have kids, like for sure, 95% of rap is like, nah, I can't really play this around my kid.
Not facts.
Even the nicest, most conscious rappers, a lot of F words and whatnot. But okay, so at what point does it kind of click in your head that you have like an above average interest in rap and you might want to start doing it?
Kind of the moment I started, you know. Literally, I started when I was like 15, 16. The moment I started, I was locked in. Anything I kind of start, I just get locked in. It's been locked in ever since. Yeah.
So at like 16, you started, like, was there anybody who actually kind of showed you the way, or are you talking about just rapping like with your friends as opposed to getting in the studio or anything?
Yeah, I had one of my close friends, Lynch. He was rapping first from when I was in school young. So, because he already had connections to studios, like when I wanted to rap, it's like, I just went to him because I'd already been going studio with him and all of that. So, yeah.
Were you like, are you knowing at that point about all of the sort of local London rappers?
Yeah. Everyone, we listen to all the people from my area. Yeah.
Is this like post grime? Like, were you?
Nah, I was after the grime.
Okay. So grime is like some old head shit at this point. Nobody's talking about that anymore.
Yeah. When I was young, and I was rapping, there was, like, weren't really a grime thing. But the grime people, they're still around there. They've been doing their thing. They started the shit.
Right. Did drill, like, take over?
Literally, like, the year after I started rapping.
Really?
It was drill. Because I started rapping because of, like, Chief Keef and them. But then, like, the year later is when the drill, we had our own drill type beats.
Right.
Like 2014, from what I remember.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And did that kind of take over, like, your style of rapping as well? Like, were you super influenced by that?
Didn't take over because I was doing like melody, like wave, like the auto-tune stuff. But I still was rapping. So I did 1-2 drill songs, but it weren't really my thing at the time. Yeah.
Okay. And then when do you like start getting a little bit of positive reinforcement? You start to realize like, oh, people around me are fucking with my talent. When do you first start to get some positive affirmations?
It would happen bit by bit every year, but then I'd say by the time it got to like 2017, I had one song called Roadman at the time, and that got like my first like 100,000 views. So I kind of started making noise them times. Oh. And then 2019 is where I made the most noise. I just kept going up, then 2021, and then now. Yeah.
Damn, okay. So at that time, 100,000 views probably felt like 10 million views now, right?
That was lit. It was lit.
So did that kind of change everything in terms of how people are treating you around the neighborhood and girls and shit like that, or?
Kinda. Not too much. Yeah, a little bit. Like, people just endorse your music more, like even your own friends. Like, it turns from you just showing them your music to them, like you're linking them and they're already playing it in the car now. You know what I mean? It was shit like that. Girls, that's only changed really now. Like, I've always had, you know what I mean? I've always had girls, but now at the level I am now, it's gone up higher.
So you feel like you need to like get affirmed by the masses in order for even like your friends and the people locally to sort of become supporters of your music?
Yeah, kind of. Either that or your music just needs to get better. I'm not going to sit and cap and say my music was the best. You know what I mean? I've been through stages where it's got better and better. So,
right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. And so I know you and like Central Cee were making music super early on. Yeah. Was that like, what year did you guys start making music?
We linked up like 2016, I think, around then, 2016, 2017, something like that. Like when I was telling you, when was going up to those sides, like West, because he's from West.
Right.
So when I was going up to those sides, we kind of linked from there. We linked through one of my cousins called Reese.
Okay.
He was telling me, he was like, yo, bro, these guys, they've been, like, they were playing my music or whatever. He showed them my music, something like that. And he was trying to build a connection. And then, yeah, one of the days I was just like, okay, I'm just going to go out there and link them. Went out there and linked them. And then we were just locked in from there.
So was it like a real friendship thing? Or was it like, this guy seems like he's kind of bubbling up a little bit music-wise, so it might make sense for us to work together?
No, because I had that. At that time, that's when I had the tune that was on like 100K.
Right. So
it's like man's bubbling. He's already doing his thing. And then, yeah, just became a proper friendship still.
Yeah, because, okay, I'm not gonna lie, Trap Lord Ross's video about Central Cee, which has become kind of a topic of conversation over this past weekend, that was not even on some clout chasing shit to have this conversation about him, but like that was kind of one of the better things I've seen online in a long time, because it really broke down, like, look at all these years of his music not really popping off. And then it kind of like shows like, no, these are the songs where everything sort of came together, which I honestly think is really valuable for the kids out there, or the people who want to make it as a rapper, because that is kind of how it goes. It's like, you'll make music for many years, that won't be it, and then at some point you might just turn the corner, and all of a sudden your shit just works.
Facts. Yeah, in my opinion, it just goes, I think it's just a thing of like just being able to sit back and like be real with your career and how things are going, because there still is those guys that are making music for 10, 20 years and don't get anywhere because they may not make no changes. So when you look at like whatever Trap was saying about Central, he's made changes, whether it's the sound, his image, you know what I mean? Sometimes you got to look back and see what you're doing wrong, or see what you can adapt to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I feel like the worst thing that you can do is take, 10 years of your life and just keep doing the wrong thing.
The wrong thing, yeah.
You got to like be adjustable enough that at some point you can kind of figure out what's working, what's not working. And, the faster that you can do that, the more chances you could take, the better you are. Because, if you spend 10 years working on something, well, you just wasted a decade doing the thing that wasn't going to work out.
For no reason, yeah, in fact.
So, was there, like, what year would you say you kind of took like a shift away from like the auto-tune melodic stuff?
2019. Yeah, that's when I changed my name as well to the name I got now.
Oh, what was the original name?
Little K.
Okay.
I wasn't really feeling it at the time, and then I went through like, there's a thing in the UK called a Rated Awards, GRM Daily. Yeah, they had a Rated Awards. I won some competition in that brought me to the awards, but I lost. I didn't win the actual award. So that's when I was like, you know what, let me try and same thing like I was just saying, like, let me try and just change shit, like switch it up. I wanted to change my name, change how I was stepping, and kind of update the sound.
Did you feel like the main difference was like changing your subject matter, or was it just changing your flow and like how you processed it?
It was like changing the flow a bit. Like, I was still doing auto-tune in 2019. That's even me and Central at that time dropped something back to back that did well. But I was doing more like a bit of rap, bit of auto-tune, bit of rap, you know what I'm saying? And then by the time I got to like 2021, that's when I just kind of started doing more of the rap stuff. Yeah.
Do you still dip and dabble in the melodic stuff, or does it feel like that's kind of not for you anymore?
Yeah, I try, but sometimes I feel like it don't work. But it's because I haven't done it in long. When I was doing melodic, I used to struggle to rap. You know what I mean? So it's like now I'm doing so much rapping that it's easy to man now.
Yeah.
Melodic is a bit, but I do want to get back into it though.
It is kind of crazy. Like, there's a lot of legendary rappers who, when you go through their catalog, they have auto-tune shit that didn't really catch on, or that people don't really give a shit about, because it's like a lot of times they just want to hear you rap. And you might have this other side to your personality that you want to get across that's more melodic and shit, but a lot of times the fans just react to one or the other. Yeah.
Nah, facts. I want to do it though, because I had views in it before. I've done a few millions in the auto-tune stuff and melodic stuff, so I want to do it again. So
you go back and like delete some of your older stuff, or no?
Nah, I've kept all the older stuff. There's a few from like maybe a few like years back that are deleted for whatever reason. Some channels, we used to have channels like Rap City that I used to be on, some of those are deleted, you know what I mean? But other than that, a lot of my shit you can find.
Definitely. So okay, what age were you when you lost your grandfather? Because I know that was a pretty big thing in your life.
I was like 22, 23, something like that. Yeah.
And what was your relationship like with him that made it such a thing?
Just locked in, bro. That was one of my closest peoples, to be honest. Yeah. That in my opinion, that was just like the only person I felt like I could be 100% myself around. You know what I mean? I was just fully locked in, man.
Did he understand what you were trying to do with the rap shit?
Yeah, like he was supportive of it. Like the Rated Awards I was talking about, he came. It was stuff like that. So all these things that I'm doing, he would be there. You know what I mean?
Definitely. How'd he pass?
COVID.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, the COVID shit, yeah.
That's crazy. Wow. Do you feel like that kind of changed you as a person or as an artist?
As time goes on, yeah, I realized. But at the time when you're going through it, I never lost no one before. So when you're going through it, I didn't realize shit. But now when I'm looking back on it, it's kind of like, yeah, I can see why I was probably acting in certain ways or this and that because of that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still figuring it out today.
Do you think, because like you kind of are describing that like around COVID is when your music kind of surged in popularity. Do you feel like there was anything about you just being in the house and be able to sort of focus on the music?
Maybe. And obviously at the time, it's like the people I was with, shit was just going up, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? Things were just going up for the group that I was around that time. So, yeah.
Definitely. So, okay, well, like, was there any song in particular? Like what, the gang song, right?
Yeah.
That's what really kind of blew shit up. What year was that?
Last year.
Oh, that was last year. Okay. So was that was the song that kind of just took things to a totally different level?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, life-changing song.
Was there anything in particular about that song that you kind of knew in advance that this was going to be it?
No, I thought it was just, I was pissed when I left the studio because at that time I was going through some struggles and it's like every studio session counts. You know what I mean? Like I'm literally trying to, not saying I was trying to get a hit for that level. I was just trying to get at least something to catch the fire, you know what I'm trying to say, and make people aware of what's going on. But yeah, when I left that studio session, I was thinking, bro, like, another one that's not, you know what I'm saying, hitting. It's good, but it's not hitting.
It's not it.
But the people, well, I was only with one person, the producer, he knew it was what it was, you know what I mean?
Really?
And then when I got back, showed some of my friends and that, they kind of knew. And then, yeah, just teased it on TikTok.
Does that feel like a distant memory of having to be that conservative with your studio time? Since I'm sure now it's not a big deal for you to record for hours and hours.
It's the same. It's the same, bro. I haven't changed my mentality. Like I still,
really,
yeah, I still need to get it.
Because I remember like Juice WRLD, for example, was someone who told me that he was broke as shit when he recorded like Lucid Dreams and All Girls Are the Same and all these songs that ended up becoming huge. And it was like he would listen to the beat, write the whole song, and then he would buy like an hour of studio time and record multiple songs that he had already put together. But he would practice the song hundreds of times before he got in the studio, because that, you know, $100 or whatever it was like the end of the world to him. So
yeah, no, facts.
It's kind of like a different mentality when you have to savor every second in the studio.
Facts, 100%. You got to pay studio time, you got to pay the travel to get there. Then you got to worry about paying for the beat if you're going to release it. It's a lot still. So
at that point, were you already with a label or anything, or you hadn't? Okay.
Never had no label deals ever in my life until last year.
So you didn't have anybody like, you know, kind of helping to bankroll the whole process or anything like that?
Just me.
How were you paying for all the things that go into being a rapper at that time?
Just hustling, bro, working hard as I can, literally just trying to, anywhere I could make paper, that's what I was doing.
Definitely. So that song comes out, and is it just kind of immediate, or does it take a little while for it to change your life?
Immediate. It was like, literally, I had a song called Trenches just before that.
Yeah.
And then that made the first kind of like noise, you know what I'm trying to say? So eyes were on me at this point. Then I signed like a distro deal for like no money up front, because Trenches made noise, but it wasn't crazy, like where they were going to start throwing advances and shit. So they just gave me like a little marketing budget or whatever. And then literally by the second song in, it was Gang. And then, because people already saw that I made like a new wave with Trenches, so eyes were on me and Gang was just better.
Right.
And then when I dropped that just took off straight away, really.
So now that it's been some time, can you look at it and see the change musically that was so attractive to people that kind of made everybody just rethink who you were?
Yeah, 100%. Like, obviously the style of beats, for sure, that changed everything. Like, shout out Outlaw, that was the producer that did them. Then even the way I was rapping, like, I thought about the process of how I'm gonna rap. Like, I didn't wanna, I don't know, I felt like some of my other drill songs that I was doing, I was kind of like rapping loud, not aggressive, but just more forceful. And I was thinking, you know, let me just kind of just be easy with it. Like, I was taking in a lot of like Americans and some Atlanta rap and that, and they were just calm on the beat. You know what I'm trying to say? So when I was making these songs like Trenches and Gang, instead of even like standing up, 'cause you know when you're standing up and you're rapping, it's more energy. I was just sitting down and kicking back and just changing the style a bit.
I always think about that when I see rappers like recording sitting down in the studio versus standing up, and like if that has a impact on how they sound. Does it like open up your body and your lungs more so that you can like rap more forcefully?
I think so. For me, it changes. Yeah, it's a difference.
So you prefer to just rap just sitting in a chair?
However I feel, but mainly kind of these days I'll be sitting in a chair.
Interesting. Yeah, I feel like that might be kind of surprising to some people, or especially when I see footage of like Young Thug and he's just rapping and engineering the shit himself.
He's just there.
That's kind of nuts to be able to do all that, especially as like the superstar in the room who obviously could have an engineer.
No, facts.
Definitely. So wait, okay. So financially, how were you doing around that time? Because you went through like a stint where you were, I don't know if homeless is the word, but you didn't really have anywhere to stay.
Yeah, it was just, my family had moved. I was living at home still. And then some issue happened and then they moved. But it was just a thing of like, they moved kind of far, you know, like Birmingham and just past Birmingham and those places. So it was like to travel from there every day to go studio and just to do what I wanted to do where I'm from. It would have been long. It wouldn't have made sense at the time. The money that I had wouldn't have made sense. The money that I had needed to go straight into music, not into traveling from Birmingham and staying in this place and that place. So I was like, you know, I'm just gonna take the risk and stay in the ends. But obviously doing that, I had to sometimes sleep here and there, and I was never stable.
Right. You never had to sleep on the park bench though? Never got that bad?
Car. I had a car.
The car.
I had a car, the Peugeot.
Little ass cars out there too, man. It ain't like out here.
Yeah. I had the car still. So either the car or the studio.
Yeah.
Sometimes. That was the worst it would get. Nothing too crazy, but.
No, I feel it. So okay, like, is it just like night and day between like that era? Like all of a sudden you're starting to actually have a decent amount of money and shit?
What era?
Like once you put out a Gang and stuff?
Yeah. It was like, the first 2 months was just like motion. Cause remember I was in a deal already and I didn't take no money.
Yeah, right.
So, cause I'm in a deal, people are kind of offering me shit, but I can't really take it at this time. I didn't want to take it anyway, cause the distro that I was with had a good amount of my percentage and stuff like that. So, then like a couple months later, then money started coming in.
Okay. So I'm kind of putting this together in my head though, like, Central Cee blew up a few years before you did.
Yeah.
But you guys are still on good terms at that point. Or did you guys kind of fall out like right before he popped off?
No. We was still on good terms.
You were still cool.
Times, yeah.
Okay. And so then at some point you guys kind of stopped being cool, like as he's experiencing a lot of success?
Yeah, just, you know how it goes, bro. Like there's many friends, not many, but there's a few good friends, even friends that I was closer with than him, that sometimes things don't align or people just have their own way how they view stuff, you know what I'm trying to say? And it just kind of, I just had to distance myself from that, you know what I'm saying? Literally, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a lot of people change as soon as they achieve a certain degree of success, but then also like as the dude who's achieving a certain level of success, a lot of times your homies can kind of feel a certain way towards you when you're like all on the same level and then one of you just kind of blows up. It just creates a lot of weird tension. And that's why like anybody who blows up that is still cool with people that they came in the game with, you got to like really hold on to that if at all possible.
Yeah, no, 100%. You got to appreciate that. I'd say the advice to anyone that's growing up or in those situations, communication is the best thing, man. Like once you don't know how to communicate, that's where things go left. Like even like any other people that I've even fallen out with, or if I've gone up and things aren't making sense, I've communicated with them face to face or whatever. So they know where it is today. It will never be a thing with me where I'm not communicating things and I'm moving a certain way and then people are feeling a way. I always tell people how it is, or, you know what I mean?
For sure. So now that you're achieving a certain level of success, do you look back on that time period when you guys fell out, and do you look at any of the things that you said or did a little bit differently? Like maybe you didn't necessarily understand what he was going through, and maybe now you kind of understand more since you've been through more of that stuff yourself?
No, I still have the same understanding, obviously, because I know the things that happen in it. So it's like, they were dark. So I know, I still stand on the same point of view with it, but it's just more of a thing of like, it's not even just to do with bro, just as I've gone up, as I've got older, I just handle things in a better way anyway. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, that's just with anything, music or real life. Like, even though I have never crashed out like that, but I don't entertain a lot of, you know what I'm trying to say, negative stuff. But back then, when obviously I'm younger, like I said, I was going through other things, people that you got love for or whatever, and if they're dealing with you a certain way, it kind of burns you. So, you know what I'm trying to say, you might lash out in a different way. But that's the only thing I could look back on that. As I'm getting older, I'm just learning to just make sure I don't really indulge in certain negativity.
For sure. Do you, people say, I've been told that people say that he stole your style at that time, like when he kind of popped off and maybe being, you know, light-skinned and everything, maybe that he was able to kind of surge past you. Like, did you feel like that was true? Like that he kind of was borrowing a lot of your...
I don't know. People say that. Bro, that was bro. Like, you get when I don't get it. Like when you're bros, I'm sure sometimes you have similar traits or similar, you know what I'm trying to say? More time, that's how you become bros in the first place, because you kind of got similarities. But I don't know, bro. I've never said that out of my mouth. You know what I'm saying? Things people say. I've had friends say it to me, like close friends. That's weird. I don't know. I've never seen it.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, a bunch of dudes who are hanging out. Yeah, they're kind of getting ideas, clothes-wise, flow-wise, beat-wise, everything-wise. And then to the fans, they're not... you know, if there's 15 friends, like they just sort of take a couple of them and those become the important ones, and it's easier for them to come up with sort of simplified narratives about who took so-and-so's style and shit like that.
Fans and people that are looking from the outside, they're always gonna have their opinion.
Yeah, definitely. So have you, I mean, you've kind of spoken on him in music, but you haven't like completely jumped out the window. I feel like it's not like 100% hatred on your end, even if you do have some feelings.
Yeah, no, everything from what I know, everything's calm. But like, there's a lot of times people say I'm saying things, but I'm not. Like, I've fallen out with people that are closer than I was with bro. You know what I'm trying to say? But it's like, naturally, obviously, if I say that, then they're gonna link it to, you know what I'm trying to say? I
was doing that because I was hearing you talk about somebody blackballing you, and I'm just assuming you're talking about him, but also I don't know that.
Do you get it? So I could be going through anything. Someone could be trying to blackball me for a label or whatever, and then they're gonna link it to bro. But at the end of the day, there's stuff that I say, and it's like, I don't know. No one can't say something about me on a song. If the shoe don't fit, I won't feel away. So it's just about if the shoe fits, then that's on you.
So tell me about these dirty utes that you ran into at Wireless.
Oh, well. Bro, I don't know. You know, that was a situation to do with some of my guys and another entourage.
Okay.
I hadn't met before. Literally, I don't know what that was about that day, bro.
So it was the kind of thing where he has like dudes that are riding for him now and you didn't even necessarily
I didn't even know if they're with him. I don't know. Like, I've never met these guys a day in my life.
Because Wireless is kind of a mixy environment. Like, there's a lot of people backstage from my experience where you can kind of run into each other there.
Yeah, kind of. Still, every time I've gone there, though, it's been easy. But that time, I think a few of my peoples and some peoples that we didn't know, something happened.
Yeah, because 2019 when I went to Wireless is when I got the Young Thug interview and like a Juice WRLD interview and all this shit. And it's kind of like, everybody was just together backstage in a way that they don't really do that in America. Like,
they don't really do that here.
Everybody rolling loud backstage. Like, it used to be like that, but now they keep everybody hella separate because they're scared. They've had too many fights. They have too much bullshit over the years. I feel like they're not trying to get sued for people getting into it with each other and whatnot.
Yeah.
But so in that Wireless situation, it was just kind of like a little skirmish that popped off, but he wasn't actually there. It was just some people that...
Oh, yeah, no.
Okay.
From what I know anyway.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is your relationship with like your old neighborhood? Like, do you still feel like you can just fully go back there, or is it a little bit?
Yeah, I'm locked in over there. That's my people. Yeah, literally, I'm always there.
It doesn't stand out to you as like too dangerous, or is somewhere you have to be?
Not man's own neighborhood. Like, do you get it? London? Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say? Because of I don't know who don't like me. I'm the one my face is out there. You know what I'm trying to say? So I don't know who's on to me. I could bump into anyone and it's an issue, and I don't know them, but they know me. So that's the issue with that. But where I'm from now, I still go to the local shops where I'm from, barbershop, this, that. Family, some of my family's still there, uncles, this, you know what I mean?
Because like the traditional advice that I heard like a million times in the rap game is basically like, there's no place that you're more likely to get killed than where you're from. Do you feel like that's true in the UK as well?
Yeah, I feel like it is, but it's just, for me, saying where you're from, I would just say London. I wouldn't say my actual hood where I'm from. But yeah, London in general, yeah. That would be the place I'd say where I don't want to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because in that, there's like a documentary that came out about you maybe like a month ago or something like that, I think. And in it, it's like your team is talking and they're kind of like, yeah, like we were acting like shit was all good. And then something happened and you kind of had this realization that you wanted to be more careful about how you moved around.
Yeah. Again, yeah, that's just like what we were just talking about, bro. Just the friend thing, innit? Some people change, bro. Well, that situation was just one of my guys tried to set me up.
Really?
Yeah, some madness that happened, literally.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, the shit like that.
So you were 100% sure that it was somebody who set you up, or was it difficult to put it together?
Yeah, I'm 100% sure. He knows. He knows. He probably knows. I just say he said it, but I know.
Damn.
Literally, it was mad obvious.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. That was a crazy one still. Is
that like one of the main friends that you've kind of lost since you started coming up, or is there?
He was a good friend still. He was around. I wouldn't say like, yeah. He was definitely a member. Like every video, knows where I come to my house. You know what I'm trying to say? Wow. Proper friend still.
Is it the kind of situation where it hasn't really made its way to the internet? Like people don't really know?
It was if it made its way to the internet, it'll be mad. It was too like life or death, close to life or death situation. You know what I'm trying to say? So I couldn't even let that hit the net.
That's crazy. But your fans haven't like put the pieces of the puzzle together and
no, it was something that only I know.
Oh shit.
Do you get it? It was only I knew, and I think maybe the police at the time knew, because I had a show at the time and that got cancelled because of that. It happened the night before my show.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So, okay, your team in that documentary, when I'm seeing them talk about your career and everything, I'm just realizing like, holy shit, you have like really strong, good people in your corner in terms of like helping you with the business side of everything. Like, when did that kind of come together in terms of you just like linking with people that really understood your potential?
Last year.
Really?
Yeah, before gang, it was just me. And since the last year, things have just been connecting. Just been building from there. Yeah. Like some people I knew before, like my manager, I knew him before. And then, you know, like when it makes sense, we connect properly.
Is it like you always see eye to eye with what they're trying to have you do, or are there times where they want you to do one thing and you don't necessarily agree?
Yeah, no, there's a lot of times that I don't agree. But then I'm always like willing to try though. I don't feel like I know everything. So sometimes, as long as it's not going to harm my career, I'll say, you know what? I don't really believe in it, but I'm going to do it. And then we'll see what comes from that. And there's something they told me to do and I've done it and it made sense. And then there's somewhere it's like, told you it's not going to make sense. You know what I'm trying to say? But yeah, we don't always see eye to eye. But
are they like pushing you to make music that might be a little bit more mainstream or palatable to a larger audience since you've had some records that have gone so big?
Yeah, 100%. Because I feel like that's the type of thing I do anyway. Like if you compare me to all the other UK artists, they're not all doing like the full, I don't know, where it's hitting all these different territories, you know what I'm trying to say? Kind of more just for the UK. So, yeah.
I mean, drill is a dead end in a lot of ways. Like we all like it, like we all have tons and tons, hundreds of drill songs that we love, but let's be real, like the number of people that really come up out of that scene and are successful, it's like usually they have to kind of pivot into doing other things, because especially if your shit is like super violent and everything is about what gang you're from and who's about to get poked and all this shit. I mean, that shit just doesn't really, it's not likely to hit a huge mainstream audience.
Nah, facts. I feel like sometimes you just, as a rapper, it's up to you though. People can rap how they want to rap. If you want to do the drill thing, that's just however you feel in it. But if you do want to kind of make your thing go bigger than it is, kind of just talk to people, like not just where you're from. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So a lot of times people are rapping and they're just talking to people where they're from, and then a next man that's in, I don't know, wherever in the world, Thailand or something, he might not understand shit that's going on in the hood, in the drill community. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, just kind of branch out what you're talking about sometimes, I'd say. those people go the furthest.
It also feels like there's an extent to which, like, I feel like the fans were more interested in drill 5-10 years ago, and now it's like they've seen everything. They kind of get it to a certain extent, and I think I'm always hearing people say the streets are dead, and I don't 100% believe that, but I do think that there's an extent to which this new generation just is not as impressed by street shit as they used to be.
I'd say the exact same thing you said. That's what I've been telling people, the same shit. I feel like the streets is still there, probably will always be there, because there's always going to be people that haven't been raised right, or in certain scenarios where they've had to do certain things. You know what I'm trying to say? Until everybody's rich, that's just how it is. But I feel like, yeah, people are not impressed by it as much as we was before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, if I found out that one of the guys that you're with right now fucking sells 10 keys of cocaine a month, I would be like interested and impressed, I guess. But also, like, a big part of what I'd be thinking is like, wow, you're crazy, dude. Like, why the fuck are you doing that? Like, that's not gonna work out good for you, man. Yeah. Which I think, like, is kind of the opinion of a lot of people, is like, everybody kind of gets at this point, like, oh, all these gangsters snitch on each other.
Yeah,
you're gonna end up in the feds for 20 years. Like, it's just not really, it's just not like in the 80s or the 90s where it was like, oh, he's a gangster, like, I'm just impressed. It's kind of like people are a little bit more critically thinking at this point. And when you see a rapper get arrested for, you know, shooting somebody or ordering a murder or whatever, it's like the audience is kind of like, oh, he's a gangster, but they're more like, wow, what a dumbass. No, like, facts. He could have made millions doing music and he was doing that. Like,
facts. That. And I feel like there's a bit more better what can you call it, influencers, role models. That there's so many outlets these days, so it's like more people. Like, when I was in school, bro, there was no people on TikTok and becoming influencers and shit like that. So it's like, now there's that. It's like, when you're younger, it's kind of more easier to say, well, I'm going to be a YouTuber, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that. Like, before, it was just kind of whatever you're seeing outside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
like, I was interviewing a dude the other day who's like gang member, did all these years in prison, etc. And he's talking about his son, and he's like, yeah, my kid's like 14 and he loves streamers. He's watching all these different guys playing Fortnite and shit, and that, and he just, like, to him, gangbanging is some old head shit. Yeah, he's just not really that fascinated by it. But then that same guy was like, that kid is kind of a exception to the rule, you know, like, more often than not, the kids are still like crashing out, trying to be on some crazy shit. But, you know, it's pretty good if, like, a nice chunk of society is not necessarily as impressed by that shit.
No, facts.
Do you think like getting on TikTok kind of like made you realize how big the world was in a sense?
Yeah.
Because your homies that you're around or from your neighborhood or whatever probably do listen to the cool drill rappers from that area or whatever. But, like, once you get on TikTok, you realize, like, oh, it's a whole world out there of people.
For me to do the transition that I did, because I was never using TikTok. Like I said, when I had that kind of come up in like 2021 and I was doing the drill stuff and that, I wasn't doing no TikTok. Like, people were telling me to do it. I was like, nah. And then when I had like a little down period and I was sitting back trying to study this shit, I was just like, you know, I'm going to take the TikTok route. Like, because at the end of the day, I know who I am. So it's like, me jumping on TikTok doesn't make me a TikTok rapper. I already know what I've done all these years. And then, just jumped in that and made a difference still.
But TikTok's like another world because you, like, probably shouldn't swear too much. Yeah. You can't smoke weed. You can't, like, pull out a bottle of alcohol, really. You, like, you know, if you got a girl with you, she probably don't want to have her tits hanging out too much because there's all these weird factors to the TikTok algorithm that'll shadow ban you. So did that kind of, like, tweak the algorithm in your mind of, like, what was going to make you successful? Because I feel like, you know, on TikTok, it's good if it's well lit. It's good if your clothes look good. It's good. Everything is like, you know, they kind of want this, like, shiny, polished thing in a way.
Yeah, I kind of just brought what I was doing on Instagram to TikTok. Like, I was always like, whether it was color matching or in front of a whip and the whip's red and my outfit's red, you know what I'm trying to say? Whatever it was.
Oh, that's smart. I never really would have thought of that, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so I just kind of brought what I was doing on Instagram to TikTok, but it just all happened naturally. Like, the cameraman that I met at the time after Gang came out, he was kind of ready. He had an idea to do the type of videos I do, like the verticals and stuff like that on the tripod. And it's kind of just, he just brought that to me and I was already by a colorful car or whatever. And then once we did that, it started going viral. And then it just became like, okay, this is what we do for this shit to work.
Definitely.
So,
but does it feel like the TikTok stuff sometimes like interferes with other stuff? Like, you know, I don't know. It's like, is it such a different audience that it's kind of hard for people on the other side of the audience to sort of understand the TikTok side of things sometimes?
Nah, because what I noticed is that you got like the TikTok rappers that when they could get like, I don't know, I've seen guys get like 400,000 recreates, yeah, so their sounds everywhere. Then you go to the streams and they may have just like 2 million streams, which is good. But I feel like with my one, the music actually resonates. Like Gangs on like 100 M's, but it only got like 100,000 recreates. But there's other guys with 500,000 recreates. Their sound is everywhere. You can't escape it. But the actual song, people may have not connected with the whole song. They might have just connected with that 10-second dance or the 10-second funny caption bit of the song. So it's like, that's the difference I feel like with mine. The music resonates. The streams are always bigger than the numbers I'm getting on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I'm happy about that because that means people actually can play my song from start to end and rock with it.
It's crazy too though how like sometimes it feels like you can kind of game TikTok by like, you know, if you have like a weird sound or sample in the beat of the song that's the kind of thing that's enough for like a young fan to latch onto. But then like just for an example, Skrilla I interviewed a year and a half ago or some shit like that. Love his music. Kind of like a, you know, he's got his own style, but he's a drill rapper. But then it ended up being like one weird ad lib that he said in his song that created the 6-7 trend that has kind of taken over America. It's just so strange. Like he never could have predicted that in a million years and ended up being basically like the biggest thing in his career.
I think that all the best things happen naturally, bro. That's why anything that's happened good to me in the last year has all been natural.
Definitely. So what about like your, so what is new jazz?
New jazz. Obviously a producer will be able to explain it better than me, but that just came to me. Like when I went to the studio, he was telling me, he was giving me these beats and I was like, these kind of sound like weird, like, but I'm gonna just do them anyway. I'm gonna type in the studio, whoever tells me to jump on this beat or do that, I'll just do it. And then, at first he told me that it's like a yeet type beat or something like that. So I remember posting it, the Trenches song on my TikTok, and in the caption I said, like, yeet type beat, like, what do you think? And then there was this hella comment saying, this ain't yeet, this is new jazz. And I was thinking, what's new jazz? And I started hitting up some of the producers and they were explaining it to me. But from what I'm aware of, I don't know all the ins and outs. There's a guy called Lunchbox from New York that I think he started that shit. But Little Tekka does a lot of that as well.
So you didn't start it, you're just kind of credited as popularizing it?
Yeah, the reason why I'm credited for popularizing it is because I added a difference to the sound. So whether I wanted to take the credit or not, it was always going to happen because the type of new jazz that I'm doing, it's like, like I said, a producer could explain it better than me, but it's like merged a bit of like maybe like a drill tempo or whatever. But like I think it's the drums, there's like new jazz or some shit like that.
Okay.
But only my beats sound like that. So to get my beat, you would have to type in like Kairo Keyz type beat. You wouldn't be able to type in like Little Tekka new jazz type beat and hear my, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like I've added a different source to my thing. And yeah, that's why it's kind of created its own niche, own lane.
Okay.
But it stems from new jazz.
Nice.
Yeah.
What about like, when did you feel like you started to actually have more of a US fan base? Because that's obviously something that's kind of been very difficult for UK rappers over the years, and still bit by bit we see people becoming more and more accepting of UK accent and music style. But when did it start to feel like, oh, okay, they're actually fucking with me?
Yeah, after Gang, but then Druski. After I did that shit with Druski, yeah, shit went up.
And how did that come together? Because what's it called? No More Social Media?
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, he's I don't know how hard he had to work for it, but he kind of nailed the flow and everything pretty quickly.
He did his thing. How did it happen? Like the day before I met him, he posted my song in his story, like when he was posting his pop-up in London. And then I was kind of just messaging a few people that I work with, like, yo, if you lot can connect the dots, try and connect it. But again, like I said, it just happens naturally. Like no one could really connect the dots. Then I had to go to the Bape store to collect a fit. When I got there, he was there. And then, yeah, he was just showing me mad love. Just locked in from there. And then he just told me whenever I'm over in Atlanta to shout him. and I was literally, my flight was already booked for like the week after. And then before I got there, I was in LA at the time, and he texted me saying, yo, would you get on this song? And then I heard it, and I was like, yeah, like I felt, I'm a bit skeptical. At first I was a bit skeptical because, bro, you see where man's from, yeah, like the hate is just, you might have heard about the UK hate, innit?
The UK is one of the most like judgmental countries I could think of, or they really just want to keep you in a box. They don't, creativity, free expression. That's kind of like more of an American thing. Not to say that there's none of it there, but there's just like, it's kind of like a confining vibe out there in a way.
Nah, facts. So I was kind of skeptical. I was thinking, fuck, like, if I do this and people are just going to not take man serious, because obviously I've just stepped through the door.
Exactly.
I'm a rapper now. But it's like, I didn't want that. Then I just started like looking at what you guys do. And I was like, bro, serious rappers be doing like comedy sketches sometimes, or this or that. Like they do things with content creators, you know what I'm trying to say? So I was just like, nah, man, like, that's the way I want my career to go anyway. I want my career to be a thing of like, where I'm presented in a good light.
Especially because Druski is so huge. And have you ever met a Druski hater?
No.
Me neither. I don't
exactly.
think. I'm sure they're out there somewhere, but it's not like a popular thing to hate on Duski. He's pretty much like a person who just brings joy to the world through in social media. Yeah.
No, facts. So then when I just got over that, and it took me like an hour or so, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. But when I did it, the same shit I was worried about happened in the UK. Like I went on Twitter, and it was only UK people, like kind of like influential people in the UK. That were just saying like, why did Kairo do this? And at the time, I was gonna, because they're all going on, and it was like a half and half. Some people were saying I've done the right thing and it's opening up my market to the US, and then you had the haters that were saying that, and I was tempted to post my streams after, because after I did that Druski shit, that gang went from doing like 150k a day to like 350k a day.
Wow.
And mainly was America. You know what I'm trying to say? So I knew that was gonna happen, but. Yeah, these people, they don't get it, man. They don't really get it.
I think that they might be scarred too, because I might be getting like the order of the shit wrong, but like when Man's Not Hot came out, it's like the biggest fucking meme for the whole world.
Yeah.
But then I feel like some people in the UK ended up not loving it because they felt like it made the genre as a whole kind of look like if everybody's introduction to the genre is like, oh, here's this funny joke version of it, that can maybe make people as a whole not take it seriously.
Yeah, the UK, it's always like that, but you have a lot of great people in the UK as well, bro, that push, like I said, it was half and half. A lot of great people push the Man's Not Hot, but then there's just certain people that kind of just direct and only find the negative out of it. They don't find the positive. But like I said, even when I went into the studio that day, I had a choice. I could have went kind of with just being funny too, but I said, nah, I'm gonna rap some shit on this. You know what I'm trying to say? And that helped me also, because a lot of the comments, especially from Americans, were saying, and even back home, were saying like Kairo slapped his verse. You know what I'm trying to say? But I could have just did the funny shit. Yeah. Like the Man's Not Hot. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, nah, I'm gonna use this outlet that Druski's giving me to actually show that I can rap.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
Who else you got good relationships with in the US?
In the US, so much people, you know. I don't know whether to say good relationships, but just showing me love and communicated. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, had like the Jack Harlows, spoken to Rick Ross, Soulja Boy showing me love. I've got songs with like 41 from New York.
Oh yeah.
So many people, bro. I can't even remember everyone.
What do you think it is? You think they just like hear the music, and I mean your sound is very like clean. Yeah, I guess is how I would kind of put it. Like I feel like a lot of drill music or UK street music might be kind of like hard for people to wrap their heads around, but generally speaking, it's like kind of you could tell what you're saying. Yeah, you know, it's comprehensible for the masses. I think.
Facts. I think the same. Yeah, I think the same. I've been told by people over here as well that they can kind of hear what I'm saying, that the clarity is a bit cleaner than most. So.
And you realize over time that like popular rappers are attracted to other popular rappers or people that they think are making good music. You know, everybody's always trying to figure out how they're going to get another hit or make a poppin' song. So it's like, you know, if your music is killing it on social media and TikTok and everything, that's probably going to be enough to make a lot of people kind of stand up and say, oh, okay, I want to be a part of that.
No, facts. 100%.
So okay, this is a question that was written for me. I'm not gonna pretend that I thought this up over my own head, but how did you end up collaborating with some of the most dangerous UK drillers? And they mentioned people like Twin S and there's a rapper called 36 who also is talking some wild stuff. Like, was that, how did you form relationships with these people?
Twin, these guys were showing me, they're just showing me love, bro. Like, showing my love, like on socials or whatever. And then ended up meeting bro at one of my other guys' events and just locked in from there, bro. Just showing my love. And then, just made sure to make it work. Like I could see where he was going. Cause you know, it is, again, like another difference I've noticed over here, a lot of people will work with people that are smaller than them. You know what I'm trying to say? Like even Druski working with me is, like I said, me compared to Druski's level of fame is, you know what I'm saying, completely different. And that don't always happen back home. So that's something I'm trying to do as well. Like anybody that I kind of see that I f with their sound and it's like I can relate to whatever they've gone through or where they come from, man want to work, you know what I'm trying to say? So I just see Twin doing his thing, and in my head, I'm thinking at the time, I kind of got like more of, like you said, clean. I got more like the mainstream audience, like the TikTok shit, you know what I'm trying to say? So I was thinking, you know what, if he's doing what he's doing now, the more drill shit and that, if I can merge it, we can kind of get a hit out of this.
I fully agree, because it's like, even once you've been out for a year, 2 years, to a certain extent, you know, the fan base is always finding out about new rappers. So like you are not necessarily like old in their mind after a couple of years, but you know, they get familiar with you and they stop being so enthralled maybe necessarily. But as soon as you start tapping in with the younger rappers and work with them, I agree. It kind of just breathes life into you. Yes, it also like creates competitors for you.
Facts.
But music, you know, I mean, I feel like you're better off embracing that and having that image as the guy who's not selfish with the clout and who actually wants to see people win in the long run is a pretty good thing.
No, yeah, 100%. It helps everyone as well, bro. Like you see a lot of the great guys that have been around for long because of the guys they've kind of put on with them. You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, I just wanted that. Just work with people, bro. That makes sense.
But it's crazy because like there are underground rappers I've been around over the years who, you know, huge rappers reach out to them. They want to do music together. And then they realize at some point like, oh, I could do music with him. It's never coming out unless I sign to him.
Yeah.
And then you kind of realize that, oh, for these more established rappers, they don't want to necessarily just glow up a random rapper when they could be part, like, you know, own part of this rapper's career. And they sort of look at that as like, oh, like, you know, and even somebody like Drake, I mean, like the story of him in The Weeknd is kind of notorious. Like he was behind The Weeknd 100%. Weeknd chose not to sign with him. And then he kind of ended up looking at it like, God really put gas on this fire and helped you to become one of the biggest artists and didn't ultimately get to participate.
Yeah, but sometimes that's just how the story goes. You can't control the story. It's like, that's what Drake was meant to do for The Weeknd, you know what I mean? And then move from there.
Definitely. Okay, so like, where do you feel like you're at in your career right now in terms of like what you want to accomplish and how far you feel like you have to go?
Yeah, I feel like I definitely still got a long way to go. But I just feel like I'm at a point where it's time to like really just become an actual artist, bro, and have a real fan base. And you know, that's the next level I feel like it is for me right now. Like just expanding who I am and becoming more of a global artist, really. That's
For sure. You feel like UK hip hop is kind of at a low point right now, or?
It's a weird one. I don't know. Everyone has their own opinions, because you had like maybe like 2016 to like 2020 when obviously more people were charting in the rap culture. More people were charting. It was more a scene. Yeah. You put your video on Jam Daily, you're popping, you're probably gonna get 20, 10 million views. You know what I'm trying to say? But now it's that no one really uses the platforms as much anymore. It's not really like a scene. It's more like
every man for himself.
Every man for themselves. But there's a lot of men doing well. You know what I'm trying to say? You got like the underground guys, they're doing well. You got people like people that are bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's doing well in their individual world. So I don't know. I kind of prefer it. You know what I'm trying to say? That you got people like Nems who's mad successful, bro. I don't always see him in the charts. You know what I'm trying to say? It's just like kind of, it's a good thing in my opinion. Everyone's just in their own world doing what they're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there is a lot of truth to that. Even when I did, I interviewed like a ton of rappers in London in like 2018, I think, some shit like that. And I mean, kind of the same thing as America. At that time, it felt like everybody was looking for the next rapper that they were going to hype up and turn into a movement, et cetera. And it kind of feels like some of that hype has withered away, but I still feel like there's still a ton of room for actual talented rappers. But there was a thing in 2017 where it was like, oh, you have pink dreadlocks and a face tattoo, like we're on it. We got to hear from this guy. We got to give him $1 million. Got to sign him. And a lot of that went away. But then there's still like, you know, I think for people who make quality music, it's still very, very much an opportunity.
No, facts.
Definitely. Okay, so I have to shout out Trap Lil Ross because he's the one who told me like, yo, this dude's in town. You got to do the interview with him.
Trap, man.
Yeah.
He's a good brother.
What do you think of his content? Because I previously said like Trap Lil Ross is like one of the biggest personalities who's come out of the UK in terms of hip hop, but he kind of corrects me to say that, yeah, okay, maybe there's some truth to that, but like his fan base is super US specific. Like he's probably a lot more famous here than he is back home.
Yeah, most likely. But yeah, his content, I think, bro, like I sat down and watched it. It's interesting. He's taught me a lot of shit about some American artists that I rock with. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you got to take everything with a pinch of salt because there's shit I watch about me online sometimes and it's like, that's not how it went. You know what I mean? But yeah, I rock with his content still. I feel like with Trap, you just, if he feels like certain things are maybe not authentic or there's missing shit in the thing, you know what I'm trying to say, then he just has his opinion on it. You know what I mean? He's just talking, because he tries to get all the facts that he could possibly get. Yeah. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So if he just feels like some things are missing, then yeah, he will talk in it. Some people won't like it, but I feel like he's genuine with what he says, bro. He's not really out here trying to, you know what I mean? Tear anyone down or anything like that. He's kind of just doing his research. Yeah. And he's putting it out there. Not a lot of people will like that though. I have had some like big rappers reach out to me at various times about specific things in videos, and they've been like, yo, I fuck with Trap Lil Ross, but he got it all wrong on this video about this one thing. And it is kind of weird because it's like, I want to tell them like, if he got it wrong, it's not for lack of trying, because that's all he gives a fuck about is trying to figure out the truth. Maybe he cares a little bit too much at times where he's digging into people's personal lives to the point where they almost feel offended. But I mean, it's never like he's intentionally painting a false narrative. There's a million people who do that in the rap world who just want to get Instagram likes by lying about something, but he's not really that guy. Yeah, and as a rapper or influencer or wherever you are, once you put yourself in the limelight, like if you can't take that people are gonna post shit about you that it's not always true, then you're in the wrong field, because it's what comes with it. No one's ever gonna get the right story all the time. Some people may try their best, some people may lie, but like Trap's not gonna get it right every single time. But yeah. Do you think that he was in imminent danger when YB's was kicking him out of the booth at ComplexCon? Nah. No, it was all good? Nah, he was straight, bro. Oh, okay. He wouldn't go there if he knew. You know what I mean? He knows what he's doing. Like, everyone knows. I was impressed with how bold he was, because if I make a 4-hour video kind of shitting on somebody, I would definitely... It depends who you're shitting on, though. Yeah, I don't know if I would march right up to their booth and walk right up to them in the middle of ComplexCon. I mean, but that is like content-wise, that is the smart thing to do. But I would be a little bit anxious about it. It depends if you're shitting on them. It depends if you felt like you were shitting on them. Yeah, I don't feel like he felt like he was shitting on them. Maybe feels like he's telling his truth or what he believes is the truth, and he obviously has done his analysis of what he thinks, how they move, and realized when he's got over there that it's safe. You know what I'm trying to say? He's checked his environment. He's in ComplexCon. Like I was there. I was watching it when it happened. So nothing really is gonna go down over there. Because he told me like before he went, he was like, the only two people that I'm a little about seeing is Young Thug and Central Cee. And I was like, I'm gonna be real. Young Thug probably still don't know who you are. He's like, yeah, but I made like 50 videos with him in the thumbnail. I'm like, somebody like Young Thug probably still don't know who you are. Yeah. And if he does, I'm like,
I'm like, how many people you heard of Young Thug beating up in real life? Or like, I mean, nobody. Like, he's just too famous. He's too rich. He's not thinking about that. But this, I was like, yeah, the thing with Central Cee for sure, that could be awkward. But I was like, you know what? Worst case scenario, somebody takes a swing at you. You got a fucking great lawsuit on your hands. Like, and you're gonna make YouTube videos about it. They're gonna get millions of views. So, might as well just plunge yourself into the fire.
Facts, bro. But people, like I say, and people gotta accept this is what comes with the thing, bro. Like, I wouldn't even be that mad.
Yeah.
The higher you go, this is the shit that's meant to happen, bro. People are meant to have opinions on you and that. Like, you can't, unless the opinions that the people are having on you is something you're either trying to hide or it's true.
Yeah.
Then maybe that's why people get upset. But me, bro, like, if it's not true, I can't really get upset.
It is pretty funny though, just because Central Cee did handle it pretty well. Like, he was chill. He was just talking. Like, he didn't really, he shook his hand when he held his hand out, but then his team was the ones who were a little bit more upset about it.
Yeah, no, I've heard about that a few times with them guys.
Yeah, it'd be like that. Okay, so shit, I feel like I had one more. No, that's pretty much it. Okay, so where are you going from here? Are you gonna be in America for a little while, or?
Yeah, I'm out here, bro.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm out here for a long while.
Anything in particular you're gonna do? You gonna go to Disneyland? No.
What, in Orlando?
No, that Disney World is
Disney World.
in Orlando. We got one here too.
Oh, is it?
Probably like 45-minute drive.
I might go there, bro. I didn't even know.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm just out here, bro. Just working.
So like hardcore No Jumper fans will remember that in like 2018, 2019, we had a guy named Seshi who did a bunch of UK vlogs covering rappers out there.
Yeah, shout out Sesh.
How did you and Seshi get cool?
Seshi's my guy, man. We're trying to put on we have mutuals. We've known each other for a bit, but then like 2023 was trying to put on a show. Like, he helped me put on a show, but then that got locked off as well. But just been locked in ever since. And then now, since I started doing my thing, just been locked in, bro. So she's everywhere, man. DJ, everything, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? Is just with, man, just making the moves happen.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We got to keep all the mandem united.
Facts. Trust me, bro.
I'm remembering a lot of shit. I remember the M. Huncho show that we did out there. That was pretty legendary.
Get in the ting, bro. Get in the ting. Say something. Can't be chatting about you. Yeah, saying that, bro. Yeah. Say yo.
This is the man that we're talking about for the record. That was a crazy week because we did a Bexy show, an M. Huncho show, and an AJ Tracy show back to back. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, XOY.
What was that show that you man used to do? Walking through the hood.
Oh, it's just like hood vlogs.
Yeah, we were just doing some vlogs and shit. Yeah.
No, that was proper still. Like, especially she's the man, bro. Everyone knows, bro, where we're from and outside of where we're from.
Facts.
He's the guy.
For sure. Okay, anybody you want to shout out? Anything we need to know?
New music, man.
New music coming. Literally, I don't know, man. Shout out my peoples back home. KD, Spider, everybody, bro. Big L's. Yeah. Literally, we're outside, bro. Yeah.
For sure. Kairo Keyz, man. Hey, I appreciate you pulling up.
Come on, my bro.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's been a minute since we had a UK superstar on here. I can't even remember the last time, but when it does happen, it's always good. Yeah, appreciate you. Everybody, if you ain't heard him, somehow tap in, Spotify, Apple Music, and all that. Yeah, appreciate your time, man.
Thank you, bro.
Thanks so much. No Jumper. Coolest podcast in the world. Check us out on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, etc. Like, comment, and subscribe. We out.